What's up, guys and gals? Moving right along. Working on the rear seats in the Nova, getting that Detroit Speed Minitub kit put together, and they don't do a fantastic job going through the instructions on how to properly fit the seat backs and bottoms to their tubs. So we're going to go into a little more in depth than we did in the last couple videos on this, so that you guys can see exactly what you need to do on your wheel tub install. I hope this helps. And you see me right here working with snap ring pliers, and honestly I think that method is the best for getting these things out. That worked for probably 95 or more percent of all the hog ring locations. Now there were a few that I couldn't quite get the handle into, had to convert back to either using a flathead screwdriver, or you could probably use some wire cutters and clip them off, but if you did that for everything, your hand will definitely be hurting real fast. So now we're moving right along, getting even more of these hog ring clips out, and let me tell you, there are a ton of these things in just the seat back by itself. As soon as you think that you've got them all, you flip a layer of fabric off, you've got a whole nother row of hog ring clips again. Not exactly sure why they did this. It was definitely overkill. Woo! So we've got all the hog rings off, we've got the upholstery off, we've got the insulation and the padding off, we're just down to the springs. A little bit of canvas here that we're just actually going to leave attached, and we'll flip that over. And getting through all the details, here is exactly where I ran into problems. The instructions from Detroit Speed are very hard to understand. I don't quite get how they even came to the conclusion that they did. I'm going to show you what I did. I think it works just fine. Now, you are going to need a welder or a welder friend in any capacity. If you're able to weld in wheel tubs, you're going to be able to do this no problem. So this thick channel bracket, whatever you want to call it, where it curves out, is actually not that complicated. You need to cut 2 inches of the flat area off, and then cut the bracket as close as you can to the side bracket, and then take that 2-inch piece, move it to the side support, tack that on, take your other curved bracket, and then weld that on to fit it back. Now you're going to have to bend and form this a little bit, but in the end it was not a big deal. If you really wanted to, you could drill a couple of holes and put some hog rings back in those locations. Now the top side is definitely a little more complicated. Detroit Speed wants you to measure here, measure there, cut this or that, and take this piece here and then flip it over and weld it in backwards, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So the next thing I have to do is take all these springs off the bracket, separate these 2 pieces, get to cutting. All you guys got to do is sit back and relax. It's another fabulous day outside. Got the door open, working on the Nova, of course. So, just to get things rolling, here's a quick recap of what I've been doing the last day or two, and this is what we're doing right now. Get the seat bracket all mounted and mocked up, sitting in the hangers the way it's supposed to be. Got a similar clearance on both sides here and there. Pretty good gaps on both corners. This tub must have went in a little bit farther in than it was supposed to, but that's okay. I just banged these little brackets flat right here on that side so that it would have a sufficient clearance. Now, I'm going to pull this out, get any of this surface rust and stuff off real quick, take that Eastwood rust encapsulator over this entire frame, touch up any of these little scratch marks in the primer that I've made, and then put down some of that sound deadening material wherever these metal brackets are going to sit on the frame, because what we don't want is all this noise going down the road, because we got a rear firewall in the car now. So we're going to just put a little bit of cushion in between this frame and the back of the firewall. Here it is, the Speedway G-Comp, the mystery behind the flag. Overall fit and finish I think is pretty good. It did come with the absolute cheapest ball joints that I've ever seen in my life. Speedway, you could probably step that up a little bit. But I also have over in the corner here a blown up LS1 test block. All the threaded holes and fasteners are good. It's not shifted in any way. It's just got a crack number 7. So what we're going to do is maybe see if I can just... Boom! It works! Wow. Magic of video editing is pretty sweet. So I'm going through some details here, having a hard time getting this motor mount lined up correctly. Just throwing some cylinder head bolts in there to hold it tight for now. And looks like these adapter brackets, these universal ones, aren't going to work so hot without some more creativity, because that is quite a bit off. There's not enough play to swing this around on either side to level it off and make that fall in. So looks like we got to spend $100 on some Speedway mounts and hope for the best. Thanks, Dave. And for everyone asking, Fred, CPP conversion C5 hub spindles, which takes the same ball joints that this kit comes with, which is the same as on the later Novas, and a C5 style hub and brake flange. So that means if we do our math right in the Dominator software, we can run traction control. Aluminum LS mock-up block, junk heads, LS6 manifold. We're going to clean this up and reuse that. And then all of that stuff's going to go on this block inside of that plastic bag right there with those cylinder heads in that box. 243s for anybody that's wondering. Reman crankshaft, seen better days. I hope it's still good. 2 full sets of Gen 4 dimple rods. The Gen 4 rods are the ones that you can tell with the dimple right here on the end. The Gen 3s don't have this at all. These are way stronger from factory than the other set. We might run those. We might send everything out to the machine shop, get the crank cleaned up because it's probably a little rusty, been sitting in that box in a corner for a long time, and get some aftermarket rods and balance everything out real nice. Or we might just throw this pile of garbage together and see what happens. Putting the seat back together right now. We are waiting on Amazon to show up with some hog rings and hog ring pliers. So we wait. Here's another important notation that Detroit Speed doesn't tell you. After you've got your wheel tubs welded in and you want to put the bottom in, it just fits right in. I haven't modified this at all. It creates a little bit of a bump right here, as you can see, but I think if you really wanted to, you could tuck that in and put a couple of hog rings on it and pull that tight. Same thing on the other side. So Amazon finally showed up with my hog ring pliers about 9 o'clock at night, and I wanted to get these things going again, and these are pretty nice. There's a spring in the handle. They're not too bad a quality. Fantastic for a home hobby owner enthusiast such as myself. Probably wouldn't use these in a upholstery shop. And yes, I know the welds on the seat frame are not fantastic, but come on guys, it's a seat frame. It's gonna be fine. One thing to note, if you order your own hog rings, these are 3/4 inch. They work fantastic for every location that I needed to use on the seat frame. Make sure you get the ones with the pointy ends though. That's going to help punch through any fabric and other details. Speeding along real quick, the old upholstery's back on, and it's probably, if I had to guess, a good 20 years. The top of the rear seat's pretty crispy from sitting in the sun. I actually blew a couple of holes in it when I was banging it down here, but not the end of the world. This is all going to get replaced when the car gets real paint in a few years. That's the plan anyway. This is going to be fine for now. And I'll give you a word of the wise, your rear seat install will go a whole lot better if you don't drop your GoPro onto the seat frame when you go to put the bottom in. Whoops. Woo! So we got the rear seat in and done, which means this project is finished. Now, still got a little bit of paint to do in the trunk, but I'm gonna rank that under trunk work. Right now I need to worry about getting a roll cage in here, or a roll bar, whatever you want to call it. Up for debate right now. I'm thinking since this is gonna be primarily a street car, we're gonna do a 4-point or a 6-point. Doing an 8 or more is just going to be too constrained for the driver. I would really like to keep any bars behind the driver head whatsoever. It may be something on the side and the front would be okay. We'll have to look at that. The cage that Church Boys Racing just put in for Asian from Street Outlaws actually looks pretty darn good. I might try to copy some of that, or possibly they'll have a kit that comes out. I would just buy that. They got a real trick way of how the rear bars come up, and they're hidden very well. Come back through here and actually duck through this little triangle cutout bracket right here. I gotta say, this is the first time I've ever done upholstery, and it didn't come out too bad. Some of the quality that I'm working with though is a little old and aged. As you can see, we've got a couple of splits and tears in a couple of spots, but honestly, this stuff is so old and brittle now, there wasn't a lot I was going to be able to do about it. So, looks like we'll put seat covers on this at some point in time. And that might come with paint down the road, because that's going to be quite out of budget until we get to the level 2, or the next stage of this build. Stage 1 is getting all the suspension, drivetrain, V8, T56 transmission all swapped in, and see where it's at from there. Then we'll shake it down, sort it out, make it a good, reliable car, and then we'll take it all apart and then do it all over again, but with all the same nuts and bolts, so it won't be so bad. But the paint work is something I'm really not looking forward to, so we got to get a cage in this thing this summer. Stay tuned for that. And that's all I've got for you on this episode of Epic Tim Nova Restoration Project. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for great progress videos coming up. A lot of cruise seasons. Going to Relaxed in the Park here in 2 weeks. A lot more fun projects coming up on the channel. I hope you stick with us. If you like this video, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell if you'd like some notifications, and we'll see you next time.